if you know who Robbie Turner is, you probably know who I am. I'm cutesy! There is some fat phobia I need to undo in my brain.
Crickets.
Small titties. Tiny little titties.
Maybe we can make this threesome work.
Off the dome up in this
Fat top.
We usually end our show with a little segment that we like to call
Sick!
You must be too famous to have sex with people who don't know who you are at this point.
Or do they
'Cause
pretend
you have
like
a-
they don't?
Type.
I have a type for slender men. This is true.
And you like them queer.
I love very feminine, very slender men. This is true. There is some fat phobia I need to undo in my brain if I'm really being honest with myself. But I do like a slender sissy.
Yeah.
I do.
And they probably
But
have
not like a
all
twink?
seen-
I mean, a twink is fine. But you can also be like an otter. You can be like a hipster.
That's what I'm into.
You can be
like someone
but
who goes to
also
a Ren
chubbo.
fair.
yeah. But I do have a thing for like very slender, very feminine sissies. Or when it comes to women, I like women with no titties. Small titties, tiny little titties. I find that very attractive. It's very demure. It's very cutesy.
They're cutesy.
I hook up on the road. And, I really don't like when people act like they don't know who I am. In my Grindr profile, it says, I'm not going to be debating about whether or not I'm me.
Ooh.
Like, I'm not going to debate.
Right. Because I'm sure
people
people are like, oh,
you're not
just-
you. You're not Bob. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go debate. I will do one thing. If you have an Instagram, I will like one of your photos. And that proves it. But I'm not going to debate. I'm not going to go back and forth. I am Bob the drag queen. So you can be like
emphasis on drag.
I mean, you can be like, oh, I find this hard to believe. Are you really about? I find it, but I'm not gonna. But when they're like, oh,
They're not.
nice try, especially when I haven't written them, they write me out of the blue. Nice try, catfish. Catfishing you. I haven't asked you for anything. I haven't even written you. How am I catfishing you? How?
That's true.
But
I prefer if they start with "I know who you are."
I don't. I like if they say stuff like I like if we're chatting and then like maybe 3 messages in the go. Just so you know, I do know who you are, but I'm not going to be weird about it.
Yes.
Right. Or like, so glad to talk to you. I saw you tour 3 years ago and like happy you're here.
It's
or
very
whatever.
demure, very cutesy, very
Right.
mindful the way they interact with you on
You
Grindr.
interact on Grindr.
That's what I want.
Yes.
But I don't like when I got into a crazy situation in where was I? Was I in Copenhagen?
Ooh.
Maybe with this Scottish guy or
Mhm.
Irish. I can't remember. I just remember his accent was either top of the morning or it was oh great not your hot there love. It was one of those.
And one thing we know for sure, slender.
he was actually kind of a little bit jacked, which is not
okay.
normally my thing. He had like big arms.
Oh, I love that.
Do what?
I love that.
I don't normally like if you're like muscly,
Yeah.
it's not normally my thing. And I mean, obviously, I've hooked up with guys who aren't slender. I've hooked up with guys who are like chubby, guys who are a little muscly, and guys who have like what I have, which is like an averagey dad bod. But I tend to, Eileen Slender is my drag name. Eileen Slender.
That's good.
Really on the top.
That's
the dome,
good.
Off the dome up in this. But yeah. So he hits me up. And he's like, hey, and then I said, hey, this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I've noticed that you follow a lot of my friends on Instagram.
Mm.
Alaska, Monet, Willem, Naomi Smalls,
Are you
Lawrence
collecting?
Chaney, the Vivian. I said, do you know who I am? If you do, it's not a big deal. I just want to know ahead of time if you know who I am. And he goes, that's really weird. Why would you even ask me that? Like he's like, you're saying like you're better than me. And I said, I just want to know if you know who I am.
Yeah.
Because you follow like 12 of my friends on social media. So it makes sense if you know who Robbie Turner is, you probably know who I am.
Yeah.
Probably. And then he was like, I just think you're trying to make yourself better than me. I was like, I'm just asking a question. I just want to know before we meet up because sometimes it has been awkward for me. It has been weird for me. And then we kind of talked and it got fine. And then he came over, and then we ended up having an argument in my hotel room for I was a prisoner in my own space for an hour and a half. And I said, you have to leave. You have to go.
What were you arguing about?
He kept saying that I wish I had written this down. He kept thinking I thought I was better than him because I was like, and then it ended up going to this weird conversation about him. Sometimes people feel like really intimidated by, for some reason I'm intimidating, which is odd to me
A
because
suspiciously
crazy,
large woman.
I think I'm friendly and nice and
You know you're not.
I'm jovial.
I'm cutesy!
Cutesy and yours. But this guy he felt like I thought I was better than him because
And he
when I
came
asked
all
him,
the way to the hotel room.
Oh, he wanted to
probably
see
to
you face
fight.
to face to
yeah,
fight.
I think I mean
And you
Was he
probably
drunk
for
or
the
was he on
first,
drugs or something?
no, I don't think he wasn't drunk or anything.
and probably for the first little bit, you were like, "Okay, let's talk about it." But then all
But
of a
then
sudden,
people
it was
don't know
90
I
minutes
like,
later.
but people don't realize I like to fight. Like I like arguing.
Me too.
Like and this that I'm arguing with right now on TikTok is like, you have a lot of time. I don't.
No, but you
But I
make
want
time
my-
for the
like-
things
I
you
would-
love.
There it is.
Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. I love fighting. I like it, y'all. It's really not a chore for me. Truly.
So-
You're not putting me out.
So you indulged this man for 90 minutes.
90. And then at one point I was like, it's late. I have to go sleep. Even though I love fighting, you have to leave. We never even took our clothes off. Fully dressed.
And
This
how
is
quickly did
Bob,
the argument
that is
start?
insane. After about 15, I'd say, it's just not gonna happen.
Your argument started about maybe like 5 minutes in. And I was like, bitch, this is better than sex. Let's fight.
Oh, there it is.
You got me, baby.
There it is.
You really got me now. You got me, so I don't know what I'm doing. He spoke my language.
That is so.
I miss you. If you're listening, I know he's watching.
Whether you're in Scotland or
Whether
Ireland.
you're in Scotland or if you're in different island there, love. I miss you, babes. Miss you much, babes.
That's wild.
That's insane.
I recently hooked up with an old crush that I've had for, oh my God, like over 15 years.
Really?
Yes. I saw that he was in LA on Green. I was like, oh my God, you live in LA now. And I shot my shot, but I was a little bit timid because we know each other in real life.
Mhm.
And then he came over, we didn't do anything. And then he was like, why did you not do anything? I was literally at your house at 2:00 in the morning with no underwear on.
Ooh.
And then I was like, well, now I'll be doing something. And we got to hook up, and I was like, what a beautiful joy. It's like when you can hook up with someone you haven't hooked up with, that you have had a crush on for over a decade, and he's hotter now than he was
Ugh.
when I met him.
That's the power
You're
of being
literally
gay.
like inspiring me to look up my college crush. Be like, are you gay now?
Well,
Oh,
this
that's-
is a gay. This is a.
That's
No, I
different.
know.
But it was so
But I know
good.
I know what you mean about like holding a crush forever. Like
And if you can, and for me too, like when I'm interested in someone or I think they're hot, I let them know. I don't hold back
Oh,
compliments.
me either.
I will
walk up and I
shower
will
you.
tell you that you're
and
hot.
and
Yeah.
while we're having sex, I'll be telling you, and when we leave, I'll be like, "Wow, that was so fantastic."
I'll be texting him after.
I have a
No.
hard time with that.
I
I
wish-
feel like it gives away power, and I have a hard time with that. I wish I was more.
But don't you want that too, though?
Yes, well, I actually get kind of uncomfortable when people say that.
Good because they're lying.
I get uncomfortable in the car when the windows are up and the car's off.
Yeah, because it's hot.
And because there's
I thought we were
No,
sharing what makes us
shooting guns
uncomfortable.
behind you.
No, I recently was somewhere and I was working with a person and just sort of offhand, he was like, I mean, you look really good. I'd you. I mean, not to make it weird. And I was like,
Were you into it?
okay. No, well, it caught me so off guard. And I mean, we were in a sex space. We were throwing my warehouse fuck party and he
Mhm.
was like helping me. So I was like in my underwear and he was kind of shirtless.
Oh.
So like it was a sexy space,
Mhm.
but he said it.
But it wasn't a sexy time in the sexy space. You were setting up.
Right. And also like we're working together. So like I get weirded out by like turning a friendship into a sexual thing.
I don't
I'm
care.
So
always
let
just
it
like-
go, meatball. It's desperate.
But for whatever
playing
reason, he
footsie
said
right
that,
now.
and I was like, "Oh, I like got out of there so fast."
I would recognize your voice anywhere. It could.
I've
be,
heard you describe it.
It could
Because
be.
isn't it Muppety?
It could be 20 years from now, and I hear someone behind me be like, "Do they have Snickers here?" And I'd be like,
Oh my God.
What did you say?
"Do they have Snickers?" Oh, is that what you say? You have such a unique voice. You ever hired a hooker?
Well, tell your story.
Yeah,
Yes.
tell your story.
Yeah, I've hired a hooker. Have you?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I support the arts.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Support
some of
small
them are
business.
some real artists.
I support small
Tell me.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I support big business.
I hired one like a couple weeks ago in P-Town, and it was like some of the best sex I've ever had.
I've only hired 2 hookers, one in Brazil.
Because he just wanted to lay back and do
You
nothing.
know what it was? He didn't make me believe it.
Oh, they have to. They
And
have
he
to
was-
be
and
actors.
he
That's
was-
what you're talking
and
about,
he was
artistry.
too hot. I was like, if you're this hot, I need to believe that you're at least a little attracted to me.
Yes,
And I didn't believe it.
that's their job.
I literally was like, you have to leave. Keep your
Right.
money. I don't
'Cause
want to.
you-
I don't want to do this now.
Because he was doing the job of I'm hot model showing up to be in room with you versus I'm a sorry I left all of the contractions there.
I guess that's how Brazilians talk. I don't know.
I'm hot model show
I'd
up
be room with you.
In Russian.
Versus
Listen, I'm in the room with you.
versus being the sex worker engaging with you and giving you the
Yeah,
experience.
I have a sex worker that I hired in Brooklyn, and she was like,
She turned the party.
this was tens.
People are
10
amazing at the job.
Across the board.
Yeah, you just
Now, I'll
gotta
be
find a
honest.
good
When
one.
she left the room, I didn't exist. I thought I was gonna get a text, girl.
What?
Which honestly, fair. Set your boundaries.
Yeah,
Set your boundaries.
we aren't
Wait,
friends just
what
Like,
are you
after,
saying?
after she
She
left,
left?
I was like, beep beep beep.
Oh,
She was
you were
because
like,
you fell in love.
She was like,
you were
I
like,
didn't fall in love, but I was like, I want to do this again, and it was just, I mean,
Crickets.
great. But I think I heard her like twice. I can't even express
The
how
one
great.
that I got
started-
in P-Town was
oh,
the
yeah.
one I was gonna hire in New York because he lived in New York, but he was unavailable. But
he's a fan of the show.
Can you show me a
I
picture of him?
I will after.
Tell
My
your
story was
story.
I went to this party called Nudes at Rock Bar in New York,
Ooh,
which
they
is just like a
stole the
rip-off of Big
idea.
Fat from here. And one of the guys who had like put his picture up, I got flirting with him, and like he was hot, so I kept talking to him. We started making out. I basically gave him a hand job in the bar, like,
Grow up, a hand job. Put your
well,
mouth
because
on.
I was trying to get him to come back to my hotel room with me
for a mouth job.
for a
whole
mouth
job.
or a whole job. And then he goes, "Hold on," like we were
You
making.
bought him?
Yeah, I do both. I do whatever, but not in New York because I was eating too much.
Not in New York City.
In New York
No,
City?
no, babe.
I'm
LA
all
bottom,
fat
New York
top.
top, fat top. That's what my. That's what
Fat
my,
top.
That's what
funny.
her handle
Sylvia
says.
That's funny.
the truth. And so then we were like making out. We were making out for like 30, 40 minutes. Like I had my hand down his pants, front and back. I was really getting it on. And he goes, "Hold on, we're gonna go to another bar. Come with me." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Like this is like we're progressing." We get to the other bar. I'm invisible. Lights out for me. He just starts talking to other people and completely ignores
The
me.
sex worker?
No, not the sex worker. This was just a man that was like at a bar that we were making out with.
Mhm.
No sex work involved.
Why do you think that is?
I have no idea what happened.
Did you continue putting your hands on him?
We walked to the bar together.
With your hand in his pants?
Well, just like touching
Are you
each other. and
familiar
stuff.
with the Beyonce song Upgrade?
Did he upgrade on you?
Well, that's not. Well,
He got a fatter topper. Someone more fat and more
he
toppy.
did talk to. He did find a fatter guy, but then I will tell you what he did find a chubboer, and I said, "Well, hold on, how do you play this game?" So then I started making out with the guy that he was making out with too, and I was like, maybe we could make this threesome work.
Okay, so what's the word that gets you more hits on Grindr? Like fat, chub, bear. What's the word that gets
I'm not
them
on
in?
Grindr.
Or
neither.
scruff or
I
the
think
apps?
I think Chub gets a
Chub.
lot of attention, and I think Bear gets a lot of attention. We say fat a lot, but I think people are
People
not
don't use
like
that,
like I say.
but
like,
I do.
I say fat. Like,
Well, that's
show
gonna
me
get
that fat.
that's
dick.
gonna get people. Yeah,
Right.
because people want that. Yeah,
But I think Chub.
or fat ass.
Yeah, fat ass. But I think
Fat ass.
Chub about a person, and then Bear, which Bear used to really mean like our type of bodies.
Like hairy fatty.
Oh, has bear
But
changed?
now Bear
it's
is more
muscly,
muscular.
muscle.
Hairy.
Aren't all the hairy people in the bear community, the wolves, the otters, aren't they all in the bear community?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much for listening. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't ever miss an episode, which come out every Tuesday and Friday. You can send us an email at sloppysecondspot@gmail.com or call in with your own fuck talk story to 213-536-9180.
And if you're that that's been fighting Bob on the internet, we're at in North Hollywood, California.
Pull up. If you even have a car.
M.
Oh.
M. Mom!